Okay, we are now live. I appreciate everyone bearing with us. We were making sure we didn't have the same issues as last time, so hopefully we are coming in loud and clear. So, first of all, hopefully you all had a great week, and welcome to Someone's Happy Hour. Today is December 20th, episode 50, and we've got a great show in store for you guys. Today we're going to talk kind of a year in review as our last episode of the year. We kind of just want to reflect on the past year, talk a little bit about all the stuff we've done, stuff to look forward to for next year, things like that. And then we got our segments as always, and then wrapping it up with best things to come out in 2021.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be like a pretty good episode. It's our 50th episode here for you guys. Very excited to make it. Very excited with all that we've done so far. So we may review even further back, but hopefully we'll keep it into just the year of 2021. No one wants to go back to 2020. And yeah, it was a good year. It was a lot of fun. There are some downsides as always, but we made it through onto the next one. And before that, though, we could probably get started with our morning stand-up before we dive too deeply in our year backwards. So what about you, Jason? What was your week like?
Yeah, so no, it was pretty solid. So hang on just a sec. Just turn my mic down a bit so I'm not screaming at y'all. So no, pretty good. So I mean, I got over COVID, so that's exciting. My big foray back into society was actually going to the movies. So I know we had talked about this offline, but on Thursday, I went to go see. First of all, well, I wanted to see the new Spider-Man movie, so I went out and did that. That was like Thursday was my first day where I was like able to go out and about, so I did that. And then I also wanted. I was like, I don't really have much going on, so I might as well go see the new Eternals movie as well. So I did like this whole double feature sort of thing, and I don't know if it's gonna come across like super sad, but like I actually like really enjoyed going to the movies just by myself and just having my own like I don't know. I just like didn't have to worry about anyone else,
Yeah.
didn't whatever. I could get to the movie when I want to get to the movie, can grab my food, do all that stuff. And
Yeah.
that was it was awesome. Like that was my first time going to movies by myself. I was like, damn, dude, I might do this more often because like I don't know, it's just awesome. I spent, which this part's maybe a little sad. I spent like over 6 hours in the theater, but it was one of those dine-in theaters. So at least like first movie, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do burger, fries, all that stuff. Second movie, when I saw Spider-Man, I'm like, okay, that's your popcorn, candy, everything movie. So worked out well.
Yeah, you gotta split it up well.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily sad because I mean, people do it at home in the comfort of their own home and don't move for like 6 hours. So it's
Yeah.
not that bad that you finally got to go out and experience something. Plus, they have hopefully they had the comfy recliner
Oh
seats.
yeah,
And
that I'm like such a bitch now because I used to be like when I worked at the movie theater I worked in high school, they did not have reclining seats. I don't think they still do. But I've become such a bitch because now I need those. Like that is something for me that like if it doesn't have recliner seats, I'm like, okay, this theater is not up to the Jason standard, and I'm gonna look somewhere else for my movie. So
yeah,
and now that I have the dining experience, I'm like, damn, dude, I kind of like the dining experience because they literally you go to the little front area or say like I want this to eat, give them your seat number, and they literally come in and just put it on your little table. I was like, damn, this is sick. So.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun. So did that on Thursday. Both movies.
Was it an AMC?
It was an AMC. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did that. Both movies were incredible. So I won't give any spoilers. I know you saw it as well, but phenomenal. Both movies. So definitely check them out if you're a Marvel fan or anything. You want to check those out. Otherwise, over the weekend, I had my siblings, parents came up briefly, and other people like that. So we went to the Chris Kindle Market downtown Chicago, which was awesome. I ended up going twice, once on Friday, once on Saturday, because my sister and Mitch came on Saturday. But no, that was a lot of fun. Got to have a bunch of good food, German food, have a bunch of different like drinks, and got a bunch of mugs now and things like that. So that was a lot of fun. And then had way too much food, just like throughout the whole weekend. Had some really good Italian food. I've got a ton of leftovers in my fridge. So definitely had some good eats, 2 really good breakfast spots. So that was good. And then the last thing I wanted to make sure to note is I think I had the whole PS5 fiasco already, and I think PS5 is still priority number 1. But a close second is the Nintendo Switch because I played Mario Party because Mitch has a Nintendo Switch, and he brought it up, and I had so much fun playing Mario Party. And we played Mario Kart too, but Mario Party, I haven't played that game in so long. And I know we played like Pummel Party. Gavin and I were talking about that, but I don't know. I know we got some people on here listening, but like I missed Mario Party, and that is something that I definitely want to. I was talking to Mitch about like the logistics, like how much is this, how much is all that stuff, but
They're not that bad.
yeah, no, I don't think, and they're very
Yeah.
portable too. I was like, this is pretty
Oh
sick.
yeah.
So
No,
that,
dude, Mario Party is always a super fun game. So I know the Nintendo Switch really did a good job with it.
yeah, it brought back a lot of good memories. So that was a lot of fun. That was a good way to spend my weekend. But yeah, pretty busy weekend. And yeah, like these next couple days should be super chill. I think technically I'm like on the clock for work, but it should be super slow. So honestly, not too shabby. So yeah, really can't complain. How about you? What was your last week like?
Yeah, it was a good week, I would say. Seeing that Spider-Man movie was definitely good, good highlight of all cinema. So you should go see it if you have not. Um, Enzo is our favorite podcast puppy here. He is graduating tonight from his puppy classes. So
Oh,
that's
shit.
exciting. We have our last one.
There you go.
We are considering putting him in the intermediate and advanced courses. So he may be well educated. His there's like a good canine citizen certificate you can get or something like that like will help be in records for people and stuff like that.
So what does the next level do? Are there like specific thing? Like obviously the first one is like bare bones basic things like that. Is there like, are they like trying to teach you tricks, or is it just more like advanced, like getting you still more accustomed to like?
It's more advanced, like well behavior. So like distractions while, you know, like walking with you and stuff like that. Like that's probably the biggest thing for a lot of dogs is like walking, like not pulling, sniffing, you know. It's like, come on, dude, like let's just walk. And like you teach them how to like walk with you, walk for you. There's times for sniffing, there's times for playing and like stuff like that. But there's like also times where it's like we're walking.
Like let's keep
just
walking.
get there. Yeah. So I think it's stuff like that, like heel. And then they increase the amount of like distraction you get. So with puppies, obviously very easily distracted. That's not the focus. The focus is just that they're paying attention to you and that they are listening to you. Now it's going to be, are they paying attention and listening to you while there's another dog sitting next to them or while their food is there or something like that. So it's
Gotcha.
like upping the ante.
Nice.
So
Congrats to
Yeah, we got
our favorite
that to
little
look
dog.
forward to.
Hell yeah.
That's right. And then we had Nancy and I had our little Christmas together because we're gonna start our pilgrimage back to the Midwest, where we'll be in Northern Illinois and St. Louis area again. And we learned for a lesson last time we're not gonna be driving like the 13 hours straight or whatever, plus stops and dog and everything. We're gonna be stopping in Omaha for a night and then finishing our drive going to Illinois and then for a few nights stay there with my sister and then head down to St. Louis and pretty much stay there the rest of the time.
Hell yeah.
So that's exciting. Another long drive coming up. But after that, we're pretty much gonna be set for a while, I'm pretty sure, on driving. Unless we try to like make a trip somewhere
Well,
like Utah
it's
or
just
something.
it's just hard with like with Enzo. It's like you gotta drive because like you just can't. He's so big now, but I would still just feel bad unless it's like a really really small puppy that you can have like in your lap on a plane. Like you kind of just gotta drive because I remember
and
I know we were just talking about this. I can't remember where we were flying. Oh, I think it was when we were flying from Seattle to Denver. But we saw that one person on that like rental car shuttle had like their dog in a cage. I'm like,
yeah,
oh boy, it's gonna be down at the bottom, like just chilling by the suitcases. I was like, that's so sad.
Yeah, it's very dangerous to for your pets, but ultimately it's your decision. But I know a lot of people like have said like, why don't you just kennel him or why don't you put him in a cage and like or like put him somewhere where someone can watch him, like doggy daycare or whatever for like a while. Those can be expensive, and not that it's not worth it, but like. Also, he's like a part of the family now, so it's almost like, we can put him somewhere, and like this is like dramatic or very millennial or whatever. Like, you take care of your dog, or your dog's the most important thing. But it's like almost like it's this point where like if you would be happy if he was with you, then he should be with you, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you're like, oh, I really just can't deal with him. I need to like have him stay somewhere for a while. Like he's not allowed on the beach on like our honeymoon, or he's not allowed on this, or like this is our time. Then I get it. But like if it's a family time that like everyone's gathered and like you know consider him your family,
Yeah, you'd
and,
like to have
you
him
should
there.
like
Yeah,
you should make the effort to bring him, and that's what we always discuss too. Is like Christmas when like you really want like our like we think about it like in a sappy way, like we just got a puppy and we're gonna put him away for Christmas while we go
Yeah.
celebrate it, and he's just gonna be alone in a kennel. Like no.
no, no chance, no chance. Absolutely.
So yeah, that's fun. Driving that far. And then
Yeah.
recently I would say I had this like crisis every year of wrapping presents, which I'm god awful at.
I still got to do that.
And I stick by the bag where you just put the
Oh, that's smart.
tissue paper
That's
in
smart.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Easy, dude. But I do try to wrap a few of them, especially like boxes, because those are easier for
Yeah,
me
yeah.
than just like random objects. And always the first one, dude, just pisses me off to no end. I'm like, dude, I don't remember how or why I do this every
Oh, yeah.
time. And then finally I get the hang of it, and it looks like semi decent, but I'm like, I look at like Nancy's or you know your mom's, or not your mom's, but like a mom's, and you're like, dang, or like my dad's or like whatever, and it's like, dang, they really got this down. They really
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it
they
right.
got it down
Present.
to,
It's like smooth edges, like
down to
every
a
corner
science.
looks like nice and pristine. I'm like, dang, that is not mine.
Yeah, no, I still got to do that. I've got all my I got most of the gifts already. They've all been delivered. There's just one that I don't think is going to come before Christmas anyway. But I got to wrap those, and I think I'm heading to my parents' house. I think either tomorrow or Wednesday, because I want to catch some of Carter's basketball games. But the part that sucks about going a little earlier, is now like shit. I got to wrap these like probably tomorrow. Like that's gonna be the day I have to wrap them. So yeah, we'll see. But it's definitely one of those things where I think for the most part I've always like just wrapped them. I haven't really done the bag method, but I do think the bags would be so much nicer, because I feel like every year I just waste wrapping paper because I'm like, oh, I cut it too small. And then I'm like, oh, I cut it too big. Now I got to make this smaller. Then I'm like, well, now it's too short. And then it's just a mess, and it looks like a 2-year-old wrapped a present. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
here you go. But I don't know. That's part of the Christmas stuff, I guess. It'll be nice. It is a really good feeling though. Like once you've got them all wrapped and that's all set and done, and then you can kind of just chill, and you can just be like, okay, everything's
Yeah.
done.
Plus it like looks nice under the tree and
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Oh yeah. So it's good. It's good. Oh, looks like Emma. We got Emma in the chat talking about her. We were talking about the Nintendo Switch earlier. She was saying she loves Mario Kart and Animal Crossing, but doesn't use it as much because she's just been so busy. But great for travel. That was like the thing for me, was like, I feel like it's a very fun thing to have. I don't know how often I'd be sitting there by myself just playing it, but it's one of those things where I feel like when you have people over, or like you're going on some things like that, like that's a lot of fun. Like that's kind of what we're doing.
Which
Like
is really good party games.
exactly. I've never played Animal Crossing though. I've heard great things.
Yeah, very popular game.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess we can kind of move into our main topic, which is kind of just, okay, we've done this. We've obviously coming up to the end of 2021 here, and just kind of going through a high level some of our favorite moments, some positives, some negatives, and just general highlights from the year. So last year when we did this kind of year in review episode, we did it with like kind of a month by month sort of thing. And I think we'll probably try to find, like where we were talking, like we're going to try to follow that similar structure. Some months we did more stuff than others.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh yeah. And like there's obviously some negatives and some positives in each, and some positives that we're probably missing. So if you
Yeah.
were with us,
Throw it in the
at
chat. Throw it in the chat.
Like please remind us of this month and what we did in that month.
Oh, yeah.
We were having a struggle of the first quarter of the year there.
Yeah.
So like please, if there's something that happened
Yes,
that you
please.
remember and you're like, oh, that was so cool, or we did this, like
Yes, please throw anything and everything in the chat about that, because that is one thing where when we're prepping this, like I've got my list. I know Tyler's got his list of like going January all the way to December. But it's funny because most of this, like I had to rack my brain through literally going through like my Instagram feed on my phone and be like, oh, like like
Or
there was a month
photos
where
or
I was like,
something
oh
like that.
shit, Tyler, like I visited you in St. Louis this month. I completely forgot. And it's just things like
Yeah.
that you just completely didn't think of. So definitely throw stuff in the chat. And obviously, as with all of our live episodes, please interact with us and ask questions and throw your thoughts in there, because that's what makes being live a lot of fun. So yeah, and hopefully it's a lot better today. It looks like it's green right now, so hopefully we're not frame by frame and you're not
Yeah, it
seeing
looks like it's
a nice little like picture by picture of what we're
sure.
trying to say. So appreciate y'all bearing with us with that stuff. But yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
definitely.
we can get started. I'm trying to think. I know for me, when we started 2021, the biggest change for me that really like kind of sucked a little bit was I was leaving Austin. So like I left Austin at the end of December.
That's
Was
crazy.
accustomed. I know that's what's crazy. I was accustomed to 2020 where I was
Well,
in.
because you left almost during Austin, right?
Yes.
Or no?
Wait. What do you mean? I left during Austin.
Well, like you weren't there the whole time, right? You were like living at home for a while.
Austin, I lived there the whole 6 months. California was
Oh,
the
it's
one.
California.
Because
Never mind.
California was the first 6 months of 2020, and that's where like COVID first started and like everything like that. And so that's where I was like, oh, I'll be gone. Like I want to say it was like some point in March. I was like, oh, it sounds like I'm just gonna be working from home for 2 weeks. Like while this whole virus thing takes care of, I'll just go home really quick for like a couple weeks. I'll be back in no time. I ended up being home for like at my parents' house for like 2 months. But no,
Yeah.
to get to 2021, yeah, that was where I was like literally like, okay, I had my own place in California, had my own place in Austin, and I'm like, okay, leaving Austin, which was really sad. And then coming up to 2021, where I'm now not going to have my own space, and I'm moving temporarily back to my parents while I figure out where I'm going to be post program, which was a nice little adjustment to just not having my 100% own space and things like that. So that was I literally have like a sad face when I say bye to Austin on my screen, because like I really missed Austin. Austin was a lot of fun. But yeah, that was my big takeaway from January.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it was a good time down there. That's so funny how long ago that was. Well, how
wild.
short it was and how
Well,
long
it seems like it was so long ago. Like I can like barely, I don't know. It just seems Austin just seems so long ago, and it really was only like maybe like a year ago. Basically, a year ago from now was when I moved from Austin back to Illinois. So it's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, January was a good month because I was interviewing and then also got the job that I have now.
Yep,
when
that's
I
right.
started it. So that was my very first beginnings here at Home Advisor / Angie
Yeah.
here in Denver. I did not move out to Denver yet. That was later on in the year. But Nancy and I did spend the New Year's in Colorado. We were
That's
out here
right,
in
that's
Denver
right.
and Colorado Springs.
That's right.
Touring around. So it still was a good time. I would say it was a good month for us, other than driving through all of Kansas and literally going through that blizzard.
I remember.
Which made me
I know.
despite Kansas now. So
I was gonna say I remember. For those who don't know, Tyler, past tense, was a Kansas Jayhawks basketball fan, and then he drove through
yeah.
Kansas on this trip,
In a
and he
blizzard.
said in a blizzard, and he's like, "Yep, I'm over Kansas." So
yeah, and to make it even worse, the last time I drove through this past time, going back for Thanksgiving, I got pulled over in Kansas for going 75 and a 65. So
just avoid Kansas by all measures. That's hilarious.
so that happened. But yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was just getting the job and going on from there.
Yeah. The next month, I know we both said we were kind of struggling with this, but in February, I feel like I didn't really do much. I feel like February, I don't know, you never really have like a lot going on. I guess like if you're dating someone, you have like Valentine's Day, or maybe there's like people you know whose birthdays are there. But like the only thing I literally wrote down was Super Bowl, and I was like, oh well, the Super Bowl happened, but I didn't like go to the Super Bowl. I didn't do anything exciting. It was just the Super Bowl. The one thing I will say though that I noted about the Super Bowl that like this seems like forever ago, but it was actually in 2021, was the Weeknd's halftime show and how many different TikToks and memes came out of that, because he was doing like the crazy
Yeah.
what is the name of Jordan Peele's movie?
Get out.
Get Out. It was like, it almost looked like it was like from Get Out. And he's like trying to do all that things. So he was like going crazy in the camera, and like the amount of things that came out of that was insane. But like that's my only takeaway from February. Like
I don't have anything from February other than like usually I'm pretty sure we're at Nancy's dad's house, so we're having a Super Bowl party, but or I think it was.
oh,
There's a tile.
That's hilarious. Gavin in the chat's like, my birthday. Yeah, it's your birth. It was your birthday too. It was your birthday too. Did we?
Yeah, and it's like Valentine's Day too and stuff like that. I guess.
Yeah. Did I don't know if we did anything for your birthday though, Gavin. I know we are talking about getting all of us to go to Miami at the end of February for next year, which I would be down for, assuming COVID is not crazy. But yeah, no, that is I think really the only thing I could think of from February.
Yeah.
Pretty just cold, not much going on. It's a shorter month, but I don't know, not much else.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so the next month, obviously being March, this was the first time where I was like, oh shit, Tyler, I visited you in March, because I didn't think about that. For some reason I was like, oh, I know I went to St. Louis in 2021, but I feel like it was only like one time. And the reason I realized that I did was because I vividly remember betting on March Madness and watching March Madness with you and Nancy. And that was the beginning of the end for my run with Barstool Sportsbook, because
how long did you have it downloaded before you got kicked off?
I don't know. Maybe that should have been on this little timeline. I feel like when did Barstool Sportsbook go active in like Illinois? It probably wasn't much before. Maybe I literally had Barstool Sportsbook for a month tops, and literally
wave goodbye.
Yeah, I know. And like literally that was like what made me realize, I was like, oh wait, I was there for March Madness, had the potential to win a lot of money on that one game or whatever. I don't remember who I needed to win, but I remember because I was out there Carter's
like
tournament.
$1,500.
Yeah, no, it was $15,000.
Really?
Yeah, it was $15,000 because I had $100 on a like plus 15,000. Trust me, I'm 100% aware it was $15,000.
That's hilarious.
That hurt. That really hurt. I just needed one game to hit. But anyways, that was when I realized that Barstool Sportsbook is not for me, because when I was in, so I'm there. The reason so I was there to see Tyler, but I was also there because Carter had a baseball tournament, and Carter's baseball tournament was on the edge of Illinois, St. Louis. I think he was on the Illinois side. So like I could place bets when I was at his game. But when I came back over to to hang out with you guys, we're obviously in St. Louis, Missouri. Betting's not legal. So I text Andy, who was in Bloomington, Illinois at school, to be like, hey, can you place these bets for me? And I sent him a list of everything I wanted. I was like, just log into my account. Well, he logged in on his phone that he already had an account with. And that raised so many red flags, and we have both since been banned from the Barstool Sportsbook. So that would be a negative from March 2021. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm now a DraftKings user and proud of it. But yeah, the trip was fun. Like it was fun, like getting to see you guys, and got to see Carter play baseball at that really cool field and things like that. And that was also, I feel like, the first like live, I mean, obviously it's just, I don't know how old Carter is, 17U baseball game. It was like a live sporting event, which I feel like we hadn't seen in so long.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where I was like, well,
since LeBron James
got kicked out. Yeah. That was, fuck LeBron, dude. But yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
I literally don't have anything else to add for that March other than you coming to visit. And March Madness is like, that's like the March Madness that resumed, right? Since we didn't have one the year before.
Yes.
So
it was like so exciting to have it back, and we're like, oh, this is lit. Basketball's back, college basketball's back. And then I got kicked off of a sports betting app. Gavin just says, this has nothing to do with the topic, but thought it was funny. I am driving and just passed a person riding his bike down Wilson draped in flashing Christmas lights. Sounds like a crazy person. Maybe that was Samantha, dude. You know, she's really into the Christmas stuff. No, that's insane. That seems like wait, he's riding his bike in Christmas lights. I feel like that's just asking for him to get hurt. Like you just go over one light and you're just faceplant.
Yeah. Or more people see him, so he's safer.
I guess you have no way where people are not gonna be able to see you. So I guess it's safer in that
Yeah.
regard. But Jesus Christ, that's hilarious. Okay, so I guess now moving on to April. What did you have from?
Yeah,
from
April, I got vaccinated. It's like the number
Oh
one
shit,
thing
that was
for that month.
true.
And then Kyle asked us to be his co-best men.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, I guess we like sort of knew, but like we got like the box.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got the box, I should say.
Yeah.
So I guess that should be the thing is.
Oh
Kyle
my God. Okay, I feel
gave me
really
the
bad.
box.
I meant to search in our text conversation
Oh yeah, he probably asked us in like February.
because-
And we're like,
no,
oh
'cause-
yeah, nothing happened. And we're like, oh shit. Kyle's like,
because
oh,
I
cool.
remember Kyle texting us and being like, "Hey, are you guys available for FaceTime?"
Oh, that.
Hang on, I'm gonna look this up. Kyle probably
Oh,
knows it, so he
man.
might beat us to this. But I literally meant to search this while we were prepping the episode. I feel like not many people text me about a FaceTime, so maybe.
Yeah, the only reason why I remembered it is because he gave me the box in April, and that's when I remembered it. So,
Yeah.
and I feel really bad because I do remember the FaceTime.
Oh,
Yeah,
here
I
you go.
wanna
Do you
say
have?
it probably
Well,
was
oh, here you go.
March.
Here you go. Before I hop on, because we were about to play video games, and Kyle says, "Wait, before we hop on, and I forget, do you guys and Nancy have like 5 minutes for a FaceTime call?" This was on January 30th.
Oh, so it's still in
Crazy.
January.
Yeah. So, well, which I guess makes sense because like they got engaged. I think like didn't I see on Facebook
Literally,
or
like,
Instagram like literally a
yesterday.
year ago from today or yesterday, and so I guess it makes sense. It was like a month or so.
A year ago from yesterday. Yeah.
Month or so after. But yeah, that's crazy. And then but it wasn't until April when we came out there. And again, this was one of those where I realized that we did this trip only because I saw on Instagram. I was like, oh yeah, we were all together in April. And this also happened to be the trip where another eventful thing happened when I was St. Louis. And this time it was me golfing and hitting someone with a golf ball. So I definitely talked about it on here.
Right.
But that was when had the unfortunate incident of I don't like even know what the percent odds of this ever happening are, but we're at that one golf course in St. Louis, blanking on the name of that park.
Forest Park.
Forest Park, thank you. And I just shank it, and it
Directly
bounces, and like this older lady and her husband are just having a good time walking
Yeah.
down the sidewalk, and I literally yell like 4, just like give a heads up like, hey, ball's coming your way. She doesn't even turn, bounces, hits her leg, and she just keeps on walking.
Yeah.
I'm like,
just takes it in stride and keeps going.
I was like, first of all,
That's
one
kind
of two
amazing.
things. I was like, one, either I'm a little bitch and can't hit that hard because you didn't even feel it, or two, you're just like fighting back the tears and you're just gonna keep walking. And I was like, I felt so bad.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny moment. I remember dying laughing with Kyle and you. But
Oh my god.
yeah, that was also pretty fun. That we went to like a wine bar.
Yeah.
We did the ranch place too. That's right. We wanted to take them to Twisted Ranch.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'd been before, but I know Kyle
Yeah,
and
but we
Emma
want to
hadn't.
take Emma. I think specifically Kyle and Emma.
Yeah, because I know
Specifically
Emma's
Emma,
like,
because I think Emma correct me if I'm
loves
wrong, Emma, but I
ranch.
think you love ranch.
Yeah.
So we wanted to take you. I think it's Twisted Ranch. Oh my god.
yeah,
I
Twisted
can't
Ranch.
remember. Okay.
I know that because
Yeah,
that
and we
place
did an escape
fucking
room.
smacks. For those of you who don't know, Twisted Ranch is a restaurant in St. Louis where literally they have I don't know like 30 some odd different types of ranch flavors.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And you could they had like fries you
You
could
just get
dip
a
it
plate,
in.
a basket of fries, and like a wheel of dipping, and you can like spin it and dip it.
It's fucking
It's great.
insane. It's fucking insane.
And then I think the final thing I have for April is apartment hunting. We went to
Ooh,
Denver
Yeah.
and decided to tour some apartments, and it was a complete failure. We didn't like a single one of them. We got like the last one we liked, and then it also snowed like a foot while we were there, which is hilarious because it like only snowed once while we've lived here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is like crazy, but. So that turned into like a fail, and like it didn't work out. So really nervous about moving to Denver because we still had like really not a clue what we were gonna do. But yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it says Kyle is currently dying laughing at that golf experience.
Yeah, that
yeah,
was a fun
that
time.
was I was like mortified. I was absolutely mortified. And that was like one of the I mean, I'm trying to think of at that point how many times I would have gone golfing, like a full 18. Not too many. So it was like one of my first handful of times going golfing a full 18, and I fucking hit a person. I was like, come on, dude. What are the odds? That
Yeah.
was wild. Absolutely wild.
And as you mentioned, the escape room too.
Yeah.
The pirate one.
The only other thing I have is I forgot what I was doing out there, but I noticed on my Instagram that I went to DeKalb, like the first week of April for something, and the only reason it was like I noticed on Instagram was because I had a picture of the Fatties menu, and I was at Fatties, so I have to give Fatties a shout out. But I honestly don't remember what I was doing out there. I think there was like a string of like a few weeks or over like a month. I went to DeKalb like 2 or 3 times, and I do not remember. Like I just went there. I don't know why though. I didn't like see a game or anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
I haven't been there in a bit, so.
yeah. Well, you were just in. Well, you haven't been to Fatties probably. I was gonna say you just went.
I'm sorry, I just drove through
I was about
DeKalb.
to say you've been to DeKalb more recently than I have, but
That's right.
I don't know if you went to Fatties. Maybe. Well, I don't
Did
know.
not.
Has Nancy been to Fatties?
She has back when like August 2020. But I think it was like when we came to you guys for Naperville.
Oh yeah. That's right. Solid. Got to hit up Fatties.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think moving on to May. At least for me, this was my first use of PTO when we went to Bloomington.
Dude, I didn't have that on here.
I was wondering if
I
there's.
didn't remember
I
that.
was wondering if there are going to be things that I wrote down that you forgot. But the reason I know this is because of Instagram, and we took a picture after we came out from one of the bars, and I also have a picture from when we went to like whatever I ate from that original pancake house, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
literally could not. I think we are just all like slap happy, but literally, and Gavin can attest to this, and I don't know if Mauricio's listening, but like we literally could not stop laughing. Like we were just laughing and crying at absolutely everything.
Yeah, we had like a shit ton of food on the table too. It was like crazy.
yeah, because
Having a jolly good time there.
oh man, that was a good.
But yeah, Bloomington was fun. We went to see or we went there for Andy's graduation.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, then he like left after Friday.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
So then it was just us there
yeah, so it was
Saturday.
just us. Yeah, I know. That was what was funny. Is like he was there for like the first like 2 days we were there, and then the last day he had to go. He's like, oh shit, he had to go. To
Oh, which I guess makes sense for you guys, but for me, it's like,
but yeah, it was for you just one
he's there
day.
and
And
then
you're
he's
like, oh,
gone.
what's up? Congrats. But no, like that was something where because that was my first time, like going out to Bloomington, doing all that stuff, and that was when I was like, holy shit, like this is insane. Comparatively to like NIU, which is like a school that on paper should be very comparable from the perspective of like how many things you have to go out and all that stuff. I was like, damn, ISU is fucking lit.
Yeah,
So that was a fun.
I agree.
I think that's the only thing I had for May.
I went to a Cubs Cardinals game,
Ooh,
so it's the
nice.
second major sporting event I went to that year with Nancy and her
After the
dad.
Carter.
That's right, after Carter's game. And that was a good time. Got to see the Cubs before they broke up the band. So that's, heartbreaking now. But
Yeah.
still was a good month. And then Nancy had her birthday, which is always a good time. You had your birthday, which is an all right time.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I don't think I did anything. Oh no, for my birthday, we went out to Chicago. Me, Kyle, and
Mauricio, right?
Well, no, Mauricio couldn't go. He had stuff going on.
Oh, damn. I was trying to think of when Kyle met
But it was
Mauricio.
me, Kyle. Oh, that was a monumental moment because, like, for the longest time, they've just heard of each other and never met each other. I'm trying to
right.
remember. It was in my apartment. When the hell was that? So it would have been after I moved here because it was in Chicago.
Oh,
when they
duh.
But no, it was funny because like so I like went out there, and that was fun. We went out to Wrigleyville, and that was just a really really good time. So that was a fun thing to do in May. I'm trying to think what was the other thing I was about to say that we did in May. I don't even remember. But yeah, that was fun. So yeah, just I guess like a couple birthdays and things like that. But and end of May. Wait a second. Now I'm like realizing we did so much more than I thought we did. Wasn't May 31st when we had the like Memorial Day weekend?
Oh, dude,
Didn't
we
you
were
come
just
out
talking
here?
about this, the Naperville thing.
Oh my God, you guys are seeing like a
Or no,
live.
a different Naperville thing. This was the engagement
Yeah, where
party.
we were at Top Golf.
Yes.
This you guys are all who everyone's watching are seeing a live reaction of us just absolutely losing it because I
Told you we'd
completely
miss something.
we like
Dude,
referenced
I
it.
knew there was
We
something we were
referenced
missing.
it,
That
and
was
I was just
huge.
about to be like, time for June. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, yeah, we went out to Topgolf and celebrated Kyle and Emma's engagement with the
Yes.
wedding party. Everyone that are almost, I think one person couldn't make it, but I think almost all of us were there.
Oh yeah.
And that was a good time too because we went out in St. Charles as well. We went out in Naperville and St. Charles,
Yeah.
and then Nancy went up because her friend was getting engaged in Chicago, so she
That's
left.
right. That's right. And we went. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Oh, Nancy. I didn't even notice this because I had to move my computer screen, but or my laptop. But Nancy literally said we went to visit you guys and did the Top Golf thing too. So she
Yeah.
clearly remembered. We definitely did not. And apologies, but that was so much fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
A really good way to kick off or end the month of May and get into June, which I guess actually I was gonna say like the end of June for me was nuts because like that was when I think my lease technically started on like the 28th of June or something like that, but I didn't move in until July. But like that was when you were moving in later, so you're starting to like pack up everything. And I think my month of June was predominantly going on Amazon and buying way too much stuff. Like literally like furniture shopping, all that stuff. Like it was just absolute craziness how much stuff I was going through. But I feel like that was probably when you're gathering everything, putting things in boxes and
Yeah, so
all that stuff.
packing was ever so prevalent at that time and getting everything together. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was actually pretty decent. The whole moving process was very stressful. Getting out to Colorado, we signed our place on like the end of May, beginning of June. So like we were going to sign for another apartment, but we ended up not and going with the apartment we got now. So luckily we did. We really like the place where we're at now. But we originally reserved a 26-foot U-Haul truck that the day before we found out was not going to happen. So very stressful. Had to find another truck. Got a smaller one from blanking on it now. The yellow trucks, Penske. Got a very smaller truck from Penske and loaded that thing up on a very humid June day in St. Louis. Colin helped us out a lot. Thank you, Colin. I appreciate that. And started the trek all the way out to Colorado. And you met us out there and helped move all the shit in.
Yeah.
So thank for you. And then
oh, absolutely, anytime. That was that was wild because that was where like I felt really bad because I was supposed to go down to St. Louis and like help you load up everything, and then I realized that oh shit, my cousin's wedding was like the same or the day before that y'all were gonna head out, or maybe the day of you started your drive, and I was like, I have to go to my cousin's wedding. So I was like, I'll just meet y'all
we're
there.
leaving on a Saturday.
I was like, I'll just meet y'all there and then help with that. But that was craziness. Like there was just so much stuff, and I don't know. It was nice once we were able to like get everything in there and just kind of like chill. And then that was where we discovered the tap room right down your street and all that stuff. Because we were just like, we're just gonna walk
the tap
around.
room there and found our love for shuffleboard.
Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah. It
Yeah,
was
that was a
craziness
good-
too because like not only did it end up to where you guys were moving, I was moving, and then Kyle and Emma were also moving.
yeah.
But it like all happened in a span of 2 weeks. Like you moved in, I fly back to Chicago, literally from O'Hare, get driven to my current apartment where I'm at right now, and literally that following and so that was like on the 5th of July, so it was like a Monday or Tuesday, whatever day I flew back, and then literally that following weekend Kyle's moving in. So literally in a matter of 2 weeks, all three of us had different like homes. It was just wild.
Yeah, definitely. And for in between of June and July, you got Kyle and Emma also came out. We
Yes.
all had fun on a boat here in
Yes.
Denver, as well as Cody and Patrick also found out their way out here in Denver, and they joined us on the boat as well.
Yes.
We had a little grill out. That was fun. And yeah,
That
I
was
think
a
that
lot
was
of
most of my June. And
I was about to say
beginning of
we're
July.
also going into July a little bit. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that we didn't get on. I don't know. I feel like that was That was most of it. Ooh, sorry to throw this out. Wait. Didn't we watch a Rockies Cardinals game? Or am I making that up?
We did, and the Rockies
The
were
Rockies
winning,
won.
and they won.
Yeah, no, that's why I was
When
saying, like,
was that?
sorry to throw that out there, Nancy.
Oh, that
But
was July 3rd.
that was right before they got there, and we wanted to see a Rockies game, and I was very proud in my Cubs jersey, and I was very pumped because I saw a couple other people wearing Cubs jerseys, and it was like the subtle like hell yeah, go Cubs sort of thing. Let's go Rockies, and yeah. So sorry to throw that out there, Nancy, but that was a cool game. It was just like a cool stadium. I'd been there once before, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I think that's the only other thing I can think of. And then literally July, what I had on my notes was Colorado and Chicago, like Denver and Chicago. It's like literally at least top of mind for me. It was like, okay, you're like getting settled in and like you just moved in the beginning of the month. And like similar to me, like I moved in the beginning of the month, which was crazy. And Nancy said SMH Jason in all caps. Had to throw it out there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'd like
no.
to see a Cardinals game actually.
I went for the Rockies, but yeah, no. So that was a lot of fun, and then basically, I feel like I don't know about you, but I feel like for me, like the rest of July and August was just like getting used to being like downtown and like going out and doing different things and like having people visit and try different restaurants and bars and things. And that was a lot of like we talked about on a few other episodes where it's like I felt like that was me getting my feet wet and like kind of just getting accustomed to the area and what I've got around me and all of that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, July is when we started really planning things out for people coming to visit us, my parents, Nancy's parents, more friend visits when we're leaving, like wedding invitations, things started to come in. And especially we had to start thinking now of how we're doing things from Denver. And then also, I specifically realized how out of shape I am. And nothing's changed. I'm still out of shape, but I just realized how out of shape it was because we started hiking and venturing into the mountains more and getting more into this kind of like outdoorsy lifestyle, which I'm still obviously we haven't done a lot since 'cause with Enzo and being cold and like we haven't got chains yet. And we're not familiar with how to like really go about it in the moment. But I'm still very much about it. I love it, dude. It's so much fun. We realized our obsession. We were going like every weekend there out to like the mountains. Like you can scroll through my photos or my Instagram for like that span of June or July, August, and it's like every weekend's a different hike. And then we also decided that's when we decided we were going to get a puppy
Yeah, I was
in
about to
July.
say,
So we made the purchase to get a golden retriever from Risa's Goldens just south of Kansas City. And that started our obsession with what we were going to do and what we were going to say or pretty much buy for this little one that we were
yeah,
looking forward to getting. And then August comes. We have our first concert at Red Rocks. Well, I did. And Nancy did too, because she had Jonas Brothers in September. But we saw Joe Bonamassa, which is a guitarist with her dad
nice.
and girlfriend. So that was a good time. And then Mauricio surprise visit.
Yes, that's
That
right.
was fun.
That's right.
I thought I thought Enzo was coming early. That's what I thought. That Nancy was surprising me for my birthday, and I thought we were getting Enzo early, but it turns out we were getting Mauricio.
yeah.
That was a fun time.
And he literally missed meeting Enzo by a week.
Yep. Then my birthday, and literally like the day before my birthday, we picked him up and went all the way to Kansas City, stayed with one of Nancy's friends. It was a fun time there. And then, had the long ass drive of having a puppy, driving 8 hours. Well, it was like 14 hours back. And that was pretty much August there.
Yeah. No, I feel like my August was pretty just chill. I think the biggest thing next for me was in September when me, Kyle, Andy, and Gavin went to Ann Arbor, which was really cool. So that was like getting a whole nother, like we were talking about ISU earlier. This is like obviously ISU on steroids, but it's like another college campus and things like that. And Ann Arbor was fucking nuts. Such a fun time. That was when I was like very, very, like we were very, very pessimistic about the football season because we just watched NIU absolutely get their shit rocked. And it was just embarrassing. But it was one of those things where shortly thereafter we realized, okay, well, at least I realized. I know Kyle probably was. I was very emotional about this game, and I was like taking pictures with a porta potty, and I'm like, this is Coach Hammock, all this stuff. And now I am like, okay, you know what? I think after like a couple weeks, I was like, you know what? Maybe Michigan is actually good, and Hammock isn't a terrible coach. And I also felt really bad because he's got cute kids. I was like, damn, I'm just trashing their dad online. And turns out Michigan's actually a good football team, and they have a chance of being in the championship here. And NIU is actually really good, and they just have a really young team. And
they won the MAC.
And they won the MAC.
They were in a bowl game.
Almost won the bowl
Crazy
game.
bullshit last play.
But yeah, Ann Arbor was wild. That was so fun. Outside of the fact that we all of us lost money on that game because we're like, oh, NIU can cover a 28.5-point spread. Not even close. Not even close. But it was fun. It was fun, and it was cool to check out another college town, a big college town. But yeah, that was like that. It was a dark time in the NIU football season. But after that, only uphill, and now we're all the way back. But that was like my highlight. I feel like if I look back at September of like
my September, I went to my cousin's wedding, and Nancy finally got to meet after a year and a half or over a year and a half dating. She finally got to meet my dad and my sister, my aunt and uncles on that side. So that was good. She got to meet my grandparents too and everything. So that was a fun time. Loved being out there. Loved seeing everyone, the family again. It's been a long time since we were all able to get together.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And that's Nancy went to a Jonas Brothers concert, but I'm trying to remember what else we did. Mostly it was just puppy stuff. So
yeah. You're busy with that. Yeah, and then in October for me, like I think the biggest thing I had was obviously having people continue to visit, but for sure like getting to go to, I think I went to 2 Bulls games within like the first week or 2 of the season, and that was awesome because like I hadn't been to a Bulls game in a while. Obviously with COVID and stuff, like the season being in a bubble, all that stuff. So it was awesome, and like the Bulls are actually like good again, so it's like super super exciting. So that was a lot of fun, and I feel like that was like my big takeaway, at least when I was on Instagram and Twitter, when I was like, what did I do in October? But that was a lot of fun.
definitely. My October was pretty packed. We did I got to officiate Cody and Patrick's wedding, which is probably the biggest highlight of, if not my month, October, year 2021 in my life. But that was a good time. Great seeing them. Best friends since when we were like, very little. And then we also got to go to a Colorado Buffaloes football game.
Hell yeah.
Which was a good time. Got to experience
You're representing right now, dude. On your
That's right, the hat. I got the hat there. Other than that, it was a good time. We always have a good time in Boulder, Colorado. It's very pretty, very cool college campus town. And then we also, little known fact to me was you can go pumpkin picking here in Colorado, which I didn't think you really could because the land. But yeah, we went pumpkin picking. There are some orchards a little bit, but nothing like the Midwest has. So really missing the John and Mac feels out that during this time.
And the John and Mac fucking isn't it donuts? Isn't that from John and Mac?
Yeah, the apple cider donuts.
Those were good.
But yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting something in October because there was I know Nancy's mom came to visit, Nancy's friends came to visit. I still feel like there's something I'm missing. But oh well.
For my November, I literally just have chaos written down. It was so fun, but I was doing so much travel that I was in an airport like at least once a week, every week of November. And it was so much fun because we obviously had that was when we did Portland and Seattle. That was when I came out to Denver, got to meet Enzo, was there for a week. And then after that, I had Vegas. And then after that, I had a couple of days off of travel from Thanksgiving. And then I went out to San Diego. So it was just a lot of travel, but it was still a lot of fun. But that was a crazy month for me personally, at least from a travel perspective, because I feel like it was nonstop. But it was so fun. I mean, obviously got a lot of miles, but obviously the trips were awesome and got to check out Seattle, which we wanted, in Pacific Northwest, which we wanted to do for a while. So that was really cool. Becoming wine connoisseurs, picking out the most expensive bottles. So yeah, it was a really good month.
Yeah, I forgot one big thing in October was our water heater
Oh
fiasco.
yes.
So
How can you
how
forget?
could I forget
How can
that
you
lovely
forget?
time of me becoming a plumber
Oh
on
yeah,
YouTube? But maybe I just try not to think about it that much anymore. But yeah, that was something that happened, and we will hopefully never go back to that.
true that.
But
True that.
yeah, my November was pretty much the same, not as hectic as traveling everywhere, but definitely hectic in the sense of planning everything out again. And you getting to meet Enzo, obviously being in Seattle and Portland with you
Oh yeah.
guys. And then I'm pretty sure something else happened. I'm really bad at this, actually. Damn.
The
But we
good
had
thing
to
is,
drive home. We drove 12 out or, back to
yeah.
St. Louis. Kyle,
Oh
Emma,
yeah, Thanksgiving.
Mauricio
Yeah.
got to meet Enzo. So that was fun. He got to meet the whole fam
Hmm.
and got to have Thanksgiving again with my family. So that's a good time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't done that in a long time.
I'll say the good thing is now if we start missing on things, this is fine because this is recent stuff. So it's like we probably have talked about, at least alluded to some of the things that we're forgetting. You could just look at older episodes, a couple older episodes, but uh, yeah. And then at least for me, for December, I literally have COVID and chill. So I got COVID, so that was a really great way to start off December. And but now having both doses, the booster and having had COVID, I feel like I'm like super immune. And now it's just like chill the rest of the month and like just yeah, and like kind of get to just come back to a little bit normalcy and not have all this hectic travel schedule and kind of just get to chill. So
Yeah.
not too bad. How about your? I mean, I
Yeah. The
know
last thing for
not something
me
to talk
here
about,
is Enzo got to see snow for the first time.
but oh yeah,
It's snow for the
that
first
was
time in Denver.
yeah.
And then we get to do the drive all over again. So that's fun.
Yeah, you got that to look forward to here in a couple days.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Chilling too.
Yeah,
Excited to see everyone again and then
hell yeah.
have a good end to this year.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, that kind of sums up our. I mean, we obviously went month by month. Hopefully, that was exciting for you. Some of you guys listening to. It looks like obviously got some good laughs out of there in the chat, which is good. But one other thing we wanted to do before we kind of look ahead to 2022. First off, want to thank all of you guys for your continuous support. It's honestly awesome. And one of the things we specifically wanted to highlight was I want to say it was like a month ago or so came the Spotify Wrapped. And so we wanted to first of all say thank you guys so much for obviously listening to us. Very much appreciate that. And we had I know I had a few people reach out about like, hey, you're like one of our top, or I'm one. Your podcast is one of my top podcasts, or things like that. And it's just so cool to see that because obviously this is something that we just
Yeah.
do just for fun, creative outlet.
Just for
Nothing
funsies.
expecting, just for funsies. Sometimes we have crazy technical difficulties. Sometimes we have all other sorts of things, but it's always just a lot of fun. And some of the cool things we wanted to highlight with you guys was followers grew by 15%. We have 11 people who listen to our podcast more than any other podcast. So some of y'all are probably listening to are in the chat right now watching this. So very much appreciate that. And then the last one, which probably blew my mind more than any of the other stats, was that over 2021, Tyler and I have put out 2,418 minutes of content across 32 episodes. So
Yeah, 20 episodes shy of one a week right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there are some weeks where we take some breaks and goes off for the holidays. But I think by all in all, that is a lot of content for you guys.
Yeah.
And it is to toot our own horn a bit. It is quite the undertaking as a hobby,
Yeah.
but it is still a lot of
It's a
fun.
lot of
and
fun.
I encourage any of you to really get involved with podcasting
Yeah.
because it can really be enjoyable at times.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, it was very much appreciate all of your guys. Obviously continued support. I want to say when I was looking back at the last year when we did the year interview, I think that was literally like episode like 13 or 14. So we've obviously come a long way since then. I think actually, if that math adds up, I think we're now at like 35 or maybe this is 36th episode of the year based on when Spotify Wrapped ended. Because I think that was like the first or the end of November, beginning of December. But yeah, no, thank you guys so much for support. It's honestly incredible. This is awesome. The fact that there's even like people watching us talk about random shit that happened to us this past year right now is insane. So very much appreciate this. This is a lot of fun when you guys are interacting with us in the chat. So it's awesome. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. And then with that, we can go ahead and look forward to 2022 plans we have, ideas in the making, or anything like that. Hopefully, more live episodes coming to you guys.
Yes.
I know resolutions for me personally is probably to be, better with working out, better with eating correctly. It's so hard to do when you live in a food city that, it's hard to stay on that eating healthy track.
Oh, yeah.
When you could order cinnamon rolls or donuts.
That's
But other than that, hopefully I can, focus more with future goals in career and personal, and then as well as maybe some stuff to do with this podcast. Maybe there's some gaming or different content or making YouTube videos. Again, we keep teasing this idea, but I think it would really be fun to get into. We just got to find the right moment, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, for myself, I think resolutions, I was getting really good at going to the gym frequently, and then I traveled all of November, and then after that I got COVID. So that's, I think, going to be for me, is just getting back into the routine of that. I've also, one other thing I really want to start getting better at doing, both are like financial goals, which is like budgeting, because I tend to be the one where it's like, okay, like I'm good, like I can obviously go on vacation, all that stuff, and it's great. But like actually budgeting out for things is something I want to do, and in conjunction to that is like investing. And I know like Gavin and Kyle, who are both listening to this, are both very, very good at this, and I want to get to that point where like I'm actually like investing and all that stuff, and like I'm not going to be like checking it every day, but something I want to get better at. And something else that I thought of that really quick sidebar, as we're thinking of the crazy things that happened in 2021, that whole GameStop Dogecoin thing, that was in 2021, which feels like years ago.
Oh yeah.
So that is crazy to think about.
Oh yeah, I wrote it on Robinhood. I didn't even talk about it.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think honestly, like that is for me, at least from a resolution perspective. And then looking forward to like.
Oh, I guess Nancy and I want to climb a 14,000 foot mountain.
That's true. Y'all mentioned that.
Yeah, I think I agree with you with the investing thing.
Yeah.
That's probably something I want to get involved with more.
Yeah. And then honestly, other than that, looking forward to just like hopefully when shit starts to get, because everything with COVID's ramping back up, when shit starts to get better, just again continuing to like travel, do all that sort of thing, and then we'll see what kind of is on the horizon here. Obviously, I'd love being out here downtown Chicago, but I know I've been working remote for most part, so we'll see where that leads us. But
dude, isn't the HR no? Wasn't that in March?
Oh yeah, I actually had that in either March or April. I couldn't remember. Was Denver is a no-go. So that was a shitty part early in the spring, after my entire team that I'm currently on and rolled out to was like, oh yeah, there's like literally no issue doing this. HR is like, LOL, no, you can't. And so the nice thing is, and obviously this is all still to be seen, to be determined sort of thing. But the nice thing is my entire team still very pro it. If anything, they've actually encouraged me to try to go for it again this upcoming, when basically as my lease comes up, and go for it again. And I think that the way things are trending, it's looking positive, and the fact that I'm not rolling off of a program that it's very publicized of where I'm going to be and all that stuff, which would have made it very hard to be like, hey, I'm going in this random city. I think now that I'm a year removed and I'm like old news at this point and no one cares about me because I'm a year out of the program, then it's a little bit more subject to what my team wants. But again, I also know better than to get my hopes up, because that happened last year where I was like, oh, dude, we're going to Denver. But so we'll see. That's something else that potentially looking forward to, and I'm sure I'll talk about here.
Maybe after visiting Seattle, maybe that might be the move.
Well, exactly. That's the
or
thing.
Austin,
I could literally go so many different places. So it's a matter of figuring that out. I think I might lean a little bit against West Coast, only because one, it is expensive, but more than anything, it's like a 2-hour difference. So I'd probably either want to
Oh
stay
yeah,
in
you have to get up
Central.
at like 7 a.m. to
Yeah, it's
like
like
make sure you have a 9 a.m. meeting.
yeah, because if someone's like, oh, like I usually log in at 8, so let's just throw an 8 a.m. meeting. Like Jason's available on the
6
calendar,
a.m.
and I'm like 6 a.m. dude. Like I can't do that. So, but that's something else to like that like will be a nice thing to kind of follow, I guess, next year, seeing where all that progresses. But yeah, definitely some fun stuff to look forward to, and yeah, hopefully continue to bring you guys some good content with the podcast. Obviously, welcome and encourage all ideas or anything you guys want us to talk about and things like that. Gavin says privileges of old age. Do we know what that's in reference to?
I do not.
I don't know what that's in reference to, Gavin. You're gonna have to elaborate. I know he calls me old all the time, so I'm sure that is directed toward me.
Damn, I don't even know what I am if you're old.
Ancient. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so that's like the wraps of our kind of main topic section. So I guess we can kind of move in to our deep dive segment. And so I guess Tyler, I don't know if you want to kick it off with the deep dive.
Yeah. So I always see these things on TikTok that are like random facts are like, I don't know if they're actually real, but they post like Reddit conversations of like people telling real life stories or facts that'll blow your mind. So take these with a grain of salt of this probably may not be true, but it's interesting. But I've heard of this one before, which is like the one that I really kind of wanted to talk about. And it has something to do with like, obviously with with string theory. I was just say with that. I'll say multiverse and stuff like that. But there are some ideas out there that like many different opportunity, like each, timeline leads to a different possibility, and it's based on different choices you make or different whatever. But there's also like chances that could happen. So the way they like kind of figured this out was like, I'll just say the fact first. I'm getting like way too ahead of myself. There is a 1 in roughly 5.2 to the 61st power chance that when you slap a table, all of the molecules in your hand and the table will miss each other and your hand will go right through it.
What?
Yeah. So since we're built on like an atom by atom basis, there is space between atoms.
Yeah. It
So,
would have
like-
to be like perfect.
Yeah. So like that's the whole thing. Like
Oh my God.
there's many possibilities of you slapping a table, and then there's a possibility where like both match up and then you just go right through.
Wait, it's 1 in how many?
Like 5.2 to the 61st power.
All right, so so it's not enough to where be like everyone slap a table and see it happen.
Yeah, no, it's like
Like you need everyone to slap a table like a million times.
for like a million years. Yeah, it'd be
Oh,
something like
jeez.
that.
That
So
would
like,
freak me the fuck out, dude. Could you imagine? What the fuck just
well,
happened?
see, this is like where they're trying to explain like how this is possible. Is like the string theory of like, well, what if all of our molecules lined up the spaces between each other? And granted, the spaces between have to be like big enough to fit through like a molecule and stuff like that. But like, I think they thought of this when certain cases of like someone puts a cup on the table and it like falls, or like a ball and it
Yeah.
falls through, or something like that, or like weird things that you can't explain. There's a string theory about that. So I just thought that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking
And then
wild.
there's this other one here. Hold on. The TikTok is playing. If sound could travel through space,
Okay.
the roar of the sun would be deafening, even 93 million miles away.
Damn. That's what's still so crazy to me is that it's like just quiet.
Yeah, so like sound can't travel in a vacuum, but light can.
Yeah. It's just so crazy that you'd just be in space and you're like, nothing.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then the longest time between two twins being born was 87 days. So
What the fuck?
yeah, I guess one was need a little bit more time to cook.
A little more time to cook. I'm dead. Wait,
If
was it like what? Like
I don't know, that's
was it like natural, like a natural birth? Like it wasn't like or natural like.
It just says
'cause obviously
between
you
two
could, like,
twins. So there, I'm
freeze-
sure it wasn't natural.
I was gonna
I'm
say
sure
no,
there
because
was-
like you can like freeze eggs and stuff like that, and then you could like theoretically, but like why wouldn't you just want that?
But then you wouldn't be you
no,
would be a
because like
twin.
how would you? I don't.
Well,
think
not really,
you
because
couldn't, like,
technically you have the same DNA as
like you couldn't be, because like how would you be able to just be like, oh, I'm gonna be like, you can't like get pregnant again 90 days later.
Yeah.
I'm fucking confused. I agree. Emma just said my brain and same here.
Yeah. Even if 99% of the Earth's population thought you were unattractive, 76 million people would still find you attractive.
Well, that's a nice, positive, uplifting.
Yeah, so everyone thinks you're ugly. At least over 76 million.
Yeah, I probably think you're
will
attractive.
think you are. And then you can see your nose all the time. Your brain just chooses to ignore it. So I will leave on that one.
What? Oh my god, that is, yeah, because you can just, I just like crossed my eyes, but like you can just
Just went stupid on them.
Oh my god, that's honestly hilarious.
Okay, you can go.
All right, mine is
take those with a grain of salt, by the way.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. Mine is a pretty quick one, but obviously everyone, I'd assume so, like knows the story of Rudolph. But did you know that the creator of Rudolph, or like came up with the idea of Rudolph in Chicago? So in 1939, the Montgomery Ward in Chicago decided that the store should create its own children's book for annual holiday promotion. And so this guy named Robert L. May took a crack at his story. He's like, oh, a nice underdog, red-nosed reindeer, all this. And then the boss literally was like, you couldn't come up with something better. And obviously it ended up going into what it is now. And it's hilarious to think that they were like, yeah, that's a stupid idea. But yeah, it obviously became a hit. And that book was distributed more than 2 million, like had more than 2 million copies the first year it got pushed out to release. But it's just so funny thinking like,
I think I remember. Well, I think
because
because Nancy did like did you know, or trivia facts about Christmas for her work last year, and I think she mentioned something with
wild.
Rudolph.
I did not know that. Okay, cool. So I guess before we get into our 4 p.m. meetings of the week, one thing I did want to say is obviously at the end of the episode, we'll go through any questions y'all have for us. So please, if you can think of any it could be random questions, has to do nothing with the podcast. If you don't want it to, feel free to drop them in the chat and we will answer them at the end of the episode. Just want to make sure to put that out there. But yeah, I guess getting into our 4 p.m. meeting of the week.
Yeah, definitely. Mine's not that bad at all. So compared to yours, mine's very trivial. And I think, and I'm not, but by no means am I an anti-masker, by the way. I just want to put that out there. But I literally keep forgetting my mask, which has never happened to me before this last 2 weeks or week or whatever. And Denver has now enforced a strict mask mandate on like every place to go inside.
Yeah.
And as some of you may know, like there's a CVS like right across the street, or like a pizza place right across the street. And there are times where we're running late and I'll be like, oh, I'll just go pick up a pizza or whatever. And I'll literally wait for this dumbass light. The light finally turns, the walk sign, it's a busy ass road. Walk across, get all the way there, and realize I don't have a mask. I'm like, gosh, darn it, dude. So I have to run all the way back, get Enzo all hyped up, walking through the door, leave again, and then like go to these places. And very trivial, but
no, that's annoying.
It's been annoying. I don't know why. It's like I've never forgotten it like before November or December, I should say.
You've been doing it for like a year and a half, and now you're just like, you know what, dude? I think COVID has had its run, but it's over.
Yeah, I like keep reaching my pocket. I'm like, no, dude, and then like. I think it's because I'm thinking like, oh, I'm walking, I don't need my mask, and then I'm like, oh no, I need my mask.
That's hilarious. So my 4 p.m. meeting kind of sucks. So the first one I have is that I know I've alluded to it a little bit on here, but I ended up canceling my trip to London, which sucked. Obviously, I was very excited for that, but with everything with COVID and the rates over there are like ridiculous. Like in the UK and London, it's as high as it's ever been. So obviously thinking that like, okay, even if we went, most of the stuff is going to be shut down, obviously wanting to be safe and things like that. Just figured it was best to just call it off. Not to mention the fact that, callback to our California episode, but, it sounds like Europe might be putting in like travel restrictions. So this would be, I guess, even to the next level where not only are you getting trapped on the West Coast in California, but I could theoretically get trapped in UK and not be able to come back to the U.S. until they lift the travel restriction. So obviously didn't want to deal with that, but it's a good excuse, obviously, to go back to Europe or check out Europe sometime, hopefully next year. But yeah, had to cancel that, so that sucked.
Yeah. That's tough,
and then this next one is more of a stupid one on my part, but So one of the things that I decided that would be really nice as I was like going through my apartment stuff, I was like, oh, you know what would be really nice, like thing to get when I go travel is like get a shot glass from the place you're going to. So I did that when we went to Seattle and Portland, when I went to Vegas, things like that. So I guess for starters, when I went to Vegas, I literally got three shot glasses. One that said Las Vegas on it, and it was a really cool one. And the other two literally said drunk one and drunk two, and I just thought it was hilarious. So I grabbed them, and my dumbass left them in the hotel room, so I don't have them. So that's first part of being stupid when it comes to shot glasses. Second part, and I found this out 2 days ago, which is why this is a 4 p.m. meeting of the week. So I have currently a Seattle one and a Portland one. The Portland one is totally fine. The Seattle one, I must have forgot that I had it in the. So I put them in the dishwasher, had them all clean, all that stuff, right? And I opened it, and I was like, and it must have at some point fallen because I was like, oh, this is weird. Like I've done a few loads of dishes, and I'm like, I'm surprised. Like my shot glass isn't in here right now. It's not in my cabinet. Like what would have happened to it? Lo and behold, I go back in there, and it has fallen below the lower rack in my dishwasher, and it's gone through multiple cycles. So my Seattle shot glass is cracked, and it's completely like unusable. So I was like, nice. So I literally was like, oh, I'm gonna start this cool thing where I'm gonna collect shot glasses.
I wonder if it cracked when it like fell to the bottom.
It might have done that. I'm gonna say that so I feel less stupid, but it's one of those things where now I'm like, I literally made this decision. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna collect these, and 2 out of the 3 cities I fucked up already. Like Portland's the only one.
That's a sign. Maybe we should stick to magnets or something.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Or keychains or whatever.
That was hilarious. So yeah, so that was my other 4 p.m. meeting of the week. So yeah, pretty solid.
Yeah, a lot worse than mine. But you can go ahead and kick us off in the comedic report too.
Okay, let me. I still had my search up from when we were trying to figure out when Kyle asked us. All right, here we go. So this first one is a tweet from Kevin Durant. So first of all, I'm going to show this video, and it's posted by like an overtime. It's like a sports highlights account. And
I saw this.
It's all it is like this kid just making this move, like shooting in the hoop or whatever, and it like misses, right? And it's, I don't know, he's maybe maybe in high school, probably not even in high school, maybe in high school. Kevin Durant, and for those of you who watch basketball, you know Kevin Durant is very big time basketball player, one of the arguably the best player in the world. Quote tweets it and says, "This shit stinks," and I was dying laughing at it. And the part that I think is so funny about this is not only the fact that he said it, but could you imagine being the high school kid who just did this move that someone happened to catch on camera, and Kevin Durant is like, that guy sucks. Like, that's terrible. I was like, oh my God, I would never play basketball again. I'd be just mortified, absolutely mortified. So that was hilarious. Yeah. This next one.
That's funny.
This next one. So something cool that happened this weekend is Tiger Woods played with his son in in a PGA Tour like scramble. So they got to play they were playing with like basically every player in the PGA Tour or whatever was playing with their son. So we talked about Charlie Woods before on a previous episode where he's just like insane. He's a 12-year-old kid and is playing out of his mind. But the thing that cracks me up, and I will show this video, is watch his like facial expressions after Tiger Woods like makes a bad shot, and then you could see how he acts the rest of the way. Wait, hang on. So it's the combo of Tiger Woods, his dad, makes a bad shot, and he's like, oh, and he's 12. He's 12.
Yeah.
He just goes, oh. And then he makes the shot, and he just walks it in, and is like going crazy. I'm like, damn, dude, this man is 12. Like, yeah. What the hell? I want that. I wish I could be half of as good as he is. Like,
yeah, literally.
12, and he's 12.
They're crushing it. Yeah, I guess my few here kind of cracked me up. So those of you that know Fairly Odd Parents, they had some banger songs that came from that show, and specifically one here And this guy's been doing these TikToks for a little bit now. I think he's done for a few of them, and it's basically like how my mom hears the song versus how like I hear the song, and pretty much. Dude, that cracks me up because like that was totally me just jamming out, and like you just want to show your mom something,
Your
and
mom's
then she's
what
just
the
like,
fuck is going on?
cool.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And then my second thing here was on Twitter. It cracked me up, and I liked it. I specifically sent it to Nancy because she likes everything bagels. But it was like one of those handshaking
Oh
tweets,
yeah.
and it was like my bagel and oh fuck, now I forgot it. That's terrible. Right at the punchline.
Hang on, I think you might have sent this to Kyle and I. So let me see if you.
I did for sure.
Let's
Hold on.
see. I could scroll. This is good podcasting audio. Oh, my bagel and what's wrong.
Oh yeah, my bagel and what's wrong, and it's everything.
Well,
Sorry,
that's
cracked me up.
hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, that was good. That was good. So I guess we will get into our 5v5 of best things to come out in 21. Jesus Christ, best things to come out in 2021. So before we get into that, though, again, want to reiterate, if y'all have any questions or anything you want to ask us at the end of the episode, feel free to throw it in the chat, and we'll answer all your questions. And yeah, but I guess we can get into our 5v5 best things to come out in 2021. And I'm trying to remember who went first last week.
I think I went.
You went first?
First.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I went first.
Okay. So I am going to have a lot of recency bias here. And I'm going to say the best thing to come out in 2021 was Spider-Man No Way Home.
Nice, dude. I definitely had that down.
All right. How about you? What's your first pick?
Oh, damn. I didn't know we were labeling like that. I forgot. The best thing that has come out.
Oh, wait. How did you want
I don't know. To me, I was just like labeling good things that happen, and I didn't think about like what my favorite thing that came out.
Oh, you didn't like rank. Yeah. It was tough. I was between this and another one.
I'll probably have to go with Taylor Swift's new re-recorded album.
True. That's a good one. What's her? Isn't it called like Red or something?
Yes.
Nancy will definitely vote for you after that.
That's the biggest thing that's happened in this household.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. Because that came out when I was at your place, and she's just like, I'm just gonna go. We were literally just watching college basketball. She's like, I just need to go experience this, and she just like closed your guys' bedroom door. She just like listened to it. I was like, that's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
My next pick will be Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso, best thing to come out of 2021 or come out in 2021. Obviously, I think it was like season 2 came out in 2021.
Yeah, like the comeback of Ted Lasso.
Yes, Ted Lasso for me.
I think my number 2 thing is going to be Olivia Rodrigo and her takeover.
That was a good one.
Did you know she was in an episode of New Girl?
Really? Which episode?
She is in the episode where Nick releases his book.
I did know this. I did know this.
That like is obsessed with it.
I think I saw it on TikTok. Now that you mentioned it, I feel like I did know that. That's crazy. Yeah. I forgot about that. That's hilarious. Emma just commented in the chat. Someone's happy hour, Taylor's version.
That's right. That's hilarious, actually.
That is hilarious. My next one will be.
There's no Jakes allowed on this podcast.
My next one will be Succession season 3. I just started watching Succession. That show's phenomenal, one of my favorite shows. But the season 3 is what came out in 2021. Absolutely phenomenal. So that's my next pick.
Very nice. I think my third one is going to have to be Squid Games. That seems like it was all over social media, very successful.
Yes. That is a really good one. So my next one, and if I have to choose one, let me know and I'll do that because I'd be happy to. But my next thing to come out in 2021 was Marvel shows on Disney+.
Oh, damn. I was going to pick one of them.
Okay, so I'll pick one of them.
Okay.
So, well, I didn't know because I have
Jason's like, well, I got them also.
like I'll be like all of the Netflix content. No, I'm just kidding. I'm between two. Uh, no, I'm gonna go with the. No, I'll go with the OG one. I'll go with WandaVision.
Nice. That's what I was gonna say.
I was between that and
But
Loki.
now I'll say Loki
Yeah,
for my.
that was my that was the ones I was between. Oh, those are really good. And then my last one, and I actually, when I watched this, I was at your place in Denver, so that would probably been when we moved you in. But I put the Bo Burnham special.
Oh wow, yeah. Dang, I didn't even have that down.
Damn.
Fake fan.
What is your last pick?
I think my last pick is gonna have to be. Oh man, probably. This is really funny. That's gonna be my last pick, but probably Bridgerton, the show.
Did you actually
Because
watch
I
it?
actually, yeah, I did. It was actually pretty decent. It was very intimate, but it was a pretty good show if you're into like the old times and stuff like that. So
Solid,
season 2 is supposed to be right around the corner.
solid. So things that I had that weren't said, I had Splitgate, so that's completely different, and that's very niche audience for like me, you, Kyle, Gavin, Andy.
Oh yeah, Halo came out too.
Hey,
That's pretty
I
cool.
haven't played the new Halo, unfortunately.
You
I
need an
also said
Xbox.
Black Widow came out,
Yeah,
Shang-Chi came out,
yeah.
Eternals came out, all Marvel movies, but all three have been great. And I think that's everything I had.
Oh, here I listened Robin Hood investing here with To the Moon,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then I had the Oprah Winfrey interview with the with not the royal family, but with Meghan and Harry. I
Oh, yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
I may be getting those names wrong,
No, I think that's
but
right. Meghan Markle and
the,
Prince. I know Prince Harry is a prince. I don't know if that's the one married to Meghan Markle or not, though. I think it is. We'll say
I
it
think so
is.
too. But yeah, and then I think that's mostly
The other thing, which I didn't know if it would necessarily fall under this bucket as something we could pick, but I think one of the best things to come out of 2021, and I don't know how this will continue, and I did like my experience in the movie theaters, but one of the nicer things was when like it was same day release on the streaming platform, and you could just watch it at home. I personally was
yeah.
like really
Probably won't be
like that.
happening now that movie theaters are back up. Well, if they're closing again, maybe.
Yeah. So who knows? But like I know like HBO was doing that all year. Obviously Disney didn't do that. They did it for part of the year and then got in trouble with Black Widow. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much it'll continue, but at least the extent to which it happened in 2021 was super nice. So
Yeah. And obviously there are some really good things too that happened very like COVID
like
vaccine,
yeah, very like
our
yeah,
new
good,
president,
yeah.
things along
Other
those
things, but
order.
we were focused on like pop
More pop
culture,
culture,
things like
lighthearted.
that.
Just so no one's
Trying to have
getting
a good
mad in
time.
the
Yeah, people are
comments
like,
here.
the vaccine came out, and meanwhile, Jason's number one pick is Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Guess Tyler really is an anti-masker.
Yeah, so yeah, so I guess before I don't know if we've got any questions yet, so maybe we won't get into any of those. But I guess we can get into, or I guess wrap up with each of the five that we had. So I don't know if you want to give your five first.
Yeah, mine is Taylor Swift's re-recorded of Red, Olivia Rodrigo's Fame, Squid Games, Loki, and Bridgerton.
Solid. My five picks were Spider-Man: No Way Home, Ted Lasso season 2, Succession season 3, WandaVision, and the Bo Burnham special.
Nice. And it looks like we still no questions, which is totally fine. Our next episode we're looking at is probably January 2nd,
Yeah,
around
so
that time frame
we'll do
after
it
the holidays
the
here.
after the holiday in 2022. But hope y'all have an awesome Christmas and New
Yeah,
Year's.
happy holidays to everyone and whichever holiday they support or whichever holiday they're celebrating. We hope you are with your family at least during this time, that you can get together with them. Hopefully, nothing gets too affected too badly by this new variant. And we hope that the new year will bring everyone good luck. So we will see you then.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.